I use foundation paper piecing to piece the leaves on each of my flower hugs and also the leaves that I use on Ferris wheel flowers and other quilts. The one thing about paper foundation piecing is when you're finished with the piecing, oftentimes you have the paper there, and oftentimes you have the rough edges all the way around the edge. So you need to trim them. And if it's a squared thing, it's relatively easy to take your ruler and chop off all the edges. But when you have curves, it can be a little trickier. So what I do is I use a ruler that doesn't have any extra sticky stuff on the back, and it can be an old ruler. I make sure that the paper foundations still have the 1/4 inch extra. I don't know if you can see that, but there's still a 1/4 inch seam allowance, so we don't want to cut that off. And then I lay the ruler right next to the edge, and I hold it, and as I trim, I slightly turn my ruler to go right alongside the paper. Now, if this were something, see how nicely, if you go slowly, you can go, you can get pretty close to that paper. And if you were doing something that did not have the seam allowance listed on there, you can use your dots on your rulers. Oftentimes there's a line as a guide and cut just at the 1/4 inch from the edge. So let's go ahead and I'll finish this one. Notice I am moving with my other hand. I'm moving this ruler just ahead of where my rotary cutter is. Sometimes I have to realign things so that it's easy to cut. Take it slow, and you have a finished, well, not finished, but you have it trimmed. And now I'm going to put on some interfacing so that I can flip it around and have a finished leaf.